My favorite handcuffs going into 2025. The first one on my list actually ties back in to somebody I was talking about, which is going to be Zack Charb, who's backing up Kenneth Walker from the Seahawks. When Zack Charb played games last season, when Kenneth Walker missed or Kenneth Walker went down, the man was pretty electric and pretty on fire. As a guy who you could pick up, have on your bench, wait for Kenneth Walker to go down, Zack Charb is somebody who could win you weeks if he gets an opportunity to play for an injured Kenneth Walker. He's also somebody who, in my opinion, has an actual RB2 ceiling if he does get the ability to play a sizable chunk of the season. I think he's very electric, very explosive. I know for the Seahawks this coming season, they're going to have a lot of focus on defense. They're going to want to run the ball a lot. A running back in the NFL misses 3 weeks a year on average. So even if you can only get Zack Charb to plug and play for 3 weeks of the season, if you can get somebody who gives you, let's say, 15 points per game as a guy you picked up for free or very late in your draft, I think it's somebody that's worth it because, again, the more weeks you win, the better chance you have, the higher seeding you have going into your playoffs. At number 2, somebody I've talked about way too much on this channel, and I'm going to keep beating this drum until I break it. It's Jordan Mason for the Vikings. He is backing up Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, over the past few seasons, has had a tendency to get injured and go down and miss games. The biggest thing, too, that I see for Jordan Mason, and I've heard people have different takes and opinions on this, and I think most of them are wrong. Yes, last season, was he in a good situation with the 49ers? Yes. This season, as far as I'm concerned, he's going to a Vikings team who's going to have a top 5, at worst, to top 10 offensive line in the NFL. That team is loaded with weapons. They have a rookie QB. If Aaron Jones goes down, if he misses time, and I think there's also a reality here, just like with Zack Charb, where he could potentially outpace, Jordan Mason that is, could outpace Aaron Jones, and we could see Kevin O'Connell make the switch from Aaron Jones to Jordan Mason at some point in the season, even without an injury happening. I think Jordan Mason comes in, he scores 15 to 17 PPR points per game each week, easy, and I think that there is a reality where he could end up taking this job away from Aaron Jones, and he ends up being the more dynamic back, and he is the guy that you took really late in your draft as a handcuff, and you're set up to win your fantasy football league going into the playoffs. If you have Aaron Jones, if you have Kenneth Walker, these are 2 handcuffs that I think you absolutely have to be taking because these 2 backups are such high quality that if your starter goes down, they are plug and play pieces for your fantasy football team. So the next on my list is going to be Tank Bigsby. I think last season he was relatively explosive. I think the addition of Liam Cohen as the head coach and play caller for the Jags is going to elevate the total scoring output of this team. I think Travis Hunter is going to help the offense, help the defense. I think we're going to get a healthy Trevor Lawrence. I think you're just going to see a better Jags offense going into 2025. I don't know what happened to Travis Etienne. The man just fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he went, but he is like off the reservation. I just could see a reality where he just doesn't have that same efficiency and same explosiveness that we had seen in 2023. If that is the case, I like what I saw in Tank Bigsby last year. He had flashes. He had some high spike week games. I don't know if he is going to be big enough, burly enough, strong enough, tough enough, whatever, to be an every down, every game guy. He's going pretty late in drafts. I know he looked explosive last season. I know that Liam Cohen's coming in. I know that he had a Bucky Irving, and I'm not trying to go one for one because I think Bucky Irving is more talented than Tank Bigsby, but as far as size and speed, I think they're in a relative ballpark. It would not surprise me if Tank Bigsby ends up taking over the starting job. So I guess I'm just giving you handcuffs that I like, that also have a reality where they could take the starting job and be the starter. If Liam Cohen is the guy that everyone thinks he is, he could end up being a very high viable running back 2, fringe running back 3, but still somebody you'd want to have on your team at the end of the season. All right, for my last and final running back handcuff, and this is kind of a sicko one, and I'm okay giving you sicko picks. I feel like I kind of save one for the end of every single video that I do. So here's another one. Going very late at the very end of your drafts. I think it's like round 13 or 14. So way, way down there. That guy is going to be none other than Austin Ekeler. Last season, the Commanders ended up popping off for a top 10 scoring offense in the NFL. I don't see that changing going into 2025. If anything, I see them elevating their scoring and elevating their overall performance and output in 2025. I'm not a huge fan of Brian Robinson Jr. I don't think he looks that explosive. I don't think he looks that great. I wasn't that impressed last season. there is a reality, just like for the rest of these guys, where if he goes down, Austin Ekeler could step in and step up and be the lead running back on this team. I think with his age, with his injury history, I don't think Austin Ekeler is going to be an every down back. I don't think he's going to be someone that's going to be this crazy amount of touches guy, but I think he still has a decent amount of efficiency and it still has a decent amount of gas in his tank to perform at a high output level for your fantasy football team. All 4 of these guys have starters that I feel like are worth drafting in fantasy football. If you're taking their starter, I think you have to be taking their handcuff. If people in your league are not picking them up, I think that they are free pickups that you should consider putting on your bench, waiting for the starter to go down, waiting for them to take over the starting role potentially. And all 4 of them in their different ways can help you either flex-wise or starting-wise, help you win your fantasy football championship in 2025. If you guys have any other handcuff running backs that maybe you like a little bit more, maybe you think my Austin Ekeler pick is crazy, let me know. More information is always key to winning at fantasy football. Hopefully this video helps you get just a little bit closer to winning your fantasy football championship in 2025. And hopefully I'll see you guys again. No, hopefully you guys will see me again real soon. Until then, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.